30,000 watts of power, you're listening to KLOK, San Jose, San Francisco, and Oakland. The most powerful Desi radio station in America. A Universal Media Access-owned radio station.
Hello, Bay Area. Good evening. Happy Easter, everyone. Lowell, how was your Easter weekend going so far?
It's going as well as it could be.
It could be. Happy Easter to you.
I wish I was young enough to Easter egg hunt.
I
miss
know,
those
right?
days.
I miss those days when my kids used to do that too. It seems like they don't miss that as much as they used to before.
You know what you should do? Because it's a crime for them to be that young and not do it anymore.
Yeah.
Say, you either Easter egg hunt or you do chores. You'll get them to.
I think they're probably.
Easter egg
Well,
hunt.
I think probably half of it is my thing too, because I really did not show as much interest in Easter as I usually would do. Or typically they would be at the friend's place or some place where they're all, Easter egg hunting, and that it would go on. But I guess this year it's kind of not being that, and so. But it was, the weather sucks though. Unfortunately, it's kind of raining out there and cold, and actually it's even been sultry. Did you notice that? You've been sweating now. It's a really weird weather, and we have Neeru from India. Neeraja, are you there? I don't know if she is there or not, but we will get back to her as soon as we get her online. Dosto, this is Rangmunch with Alima on Desi 1170 AM. I have Lowell on the board. Welcome to the show. I hope everyone is having a fantastic Easter weekend. I wonder how many of you guys went, or how many of your guys or parents with kids went Easter hunting. Unfortunately, we did not go through. We have a lot of shows to cover today, Lowell. Interesting shows, and apparently I was just talking to Neeraja actually on Skype. For some reason she's not connected with us now, but we have some fans who have been messaging us saying, how come our favorite shows are not covered on this show? and we keep telling them, hey, there's only so many shows we can cover. And then of course it's not like I watch all the shows, so I said, well, next week I promise I'll cover your favorite show.
So I guess not everyone's as into Giggles our fan. Is that what's happening?
Well, yeah, like a lot of fans out there have their personal favorite shows and their personal favorite heroes and heroines who they want to talk about, or listened when people talk about it, or what is happening. So which I think is great, because that means people are following, and like I said, if you guys wish to join in us and talk to us about your favorite show, TV shows, and anything for that matter, gossip, Bollywood, Hollywood, give us a call at 408-912-5565. We will cover as much as we can, and of course we're going to go 2 hours too, again like last time, so that's going to be a great show. I mean, I enjoyed doing 2 hours last week. It went by pretty fast. I guess when you're having fun.
Knowing you could do 4 hours,
right? Oh my God. Then I probably have to spend another 6 hours watching the rest of all the TV shows that I don't watch and cover 4 hours, right? That would be cool. But anyways, I'm sure Brad is going to think, oh my God, 4 hours with Alima? I'm not sure about that. Well, anyways, stay tuned, guys. I'll be right back as soon as I connect with Nero.
चाहे जी भर के चाहूं उसे मैं, चाहत का मौसम न बीते कभी, उसके ख्यालों में खोया रहूं मैं, मंजिल मुझे तो मिलेगी वह, मुझे बार बार है इंतजार कब आए यार हो।
Good morning, Neeraja. How are you?
Hey, I'm good. How are you and Lowell doing?
We are doing great. Happy Easter to you too.
Thank you. Wish you both the same.
Thank you, thank you. So, how does it? I mean, do you guys do they celebrate Easter in India?
They do.
They do.
All I see is lots of Easter eggs in the
Oh,
bakeries,
वहाँ भी वो
confectioneries.
Easter egg hunting and everything होता है. I never realized कि
हाँ,
India में भी
no यार उतना वो स्केल पे नहीं होता है, but yeah, bakeries, yeah. I mean, they put up Easter bunnies and
Oh, nice.
the eggs in different shapes, and at least Flurry is one of the best confectioneries here
Uh-huh.
in Calcutta.
Uh-huh.
They have a good selection.
Cool. And everyone wears green too.
No.
Well,
उतना दूर नहीं जाते
you
यहाँ
know,
पे.
like, I don't know if you know, Lowell, but typically there are only like 3 days in a year that everything shuts down. Like for Easter Sunday, Thanksgiving and Christmas, I
yeah.
believe. Like the malls, everything is like shut down, completely shut down. But the past few years, though, I've noticed that some of the theaters are open, the restaurants are open. You know, before Nero over here in the US, it's like literally you're just staying home or you're just doing something else because there's nothing open out there.
It's too much of loss of business, Alima.
Wahi to, exactly. See, and because of the recession and the economic hard times and everything, if you notice, like
Yes,
even during
it
the
makes more
holidays,
sense to keep it open.
yes, yeah, or even wo holidays pay for Thanksgiving and everything. Before Thanksgiving Day, at least, वो तो सब कुछ बंद होता था. लेकिन now, a lot of people are opening the Black Friday things like 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock in the night itself, versus it used to be midnight. Or like early in the morning, next Friday morning or something. And, but it's just, well, I mean, I understand the economics about it and everything, but it kind of cuts into family time though. You know what I'm
I
saying? Lowell?
remember.
Yeah.
Oh,
this,
that is there.
Yeah.
This isn't anything new, too. I remember about 10 years ago, my family, we went to a movie on Christmas night. So I guess,
really?
I guess some of these companies, they say, you know what? Bad business is better than no business.
business,
We'll just be
That's
open on
true.
Christmas.
Yeah, it's kind of like even if
That's
at
true,
least let
that's
me
true.
make $20 versus making $0 kind of a thing, But yeah, but it's kind of sad because a lot of people wouldn't want to go away from family to be working that late in the night or
True,
anyways.
yeah.
Anyways, but our Easter is going so far so good, but we're just having really bad weather out here. It's raining and all that stuff. But hopefully Sunday will come up a little bit more sunshine out there and we'll see. Moving on to the shows. Dosto, I watched Saraswati Chandra. It's kind of there hasn't really been any progress in the story, as far as I can say. People,
Oh, there'll be a lot of ILOCs.
yes, that's what it is. इतने सारे ILOCs और then वो touchy का thing and tripping on the mud and tripping on the water and slipping here and
So
slipping
cliche,
there.
but
yes,
we still love to
exactly.
watch that, don't we?
And वो dupatta it flies and falls on the guy's head, the usual cliched stuff. But hey, like you said, we still love it. But story-wise and sab kuch to really nothing has progressed as much. But lekin like we had talked about last week, there has been kind of a truce between Saras and Kumud. So they're kind of trying to get along with each other. The background story as much hasn't moved. I would have thought something would have moved a little bit more,
Yeah, no, there is something happening there, very subtle, but yes, I mean, it is moving a little bit. If you realize the step, no, what's her name? Guman. Guman is
Guman.
plotting.
Right, yeah, of course.
It's come to the notice that what's his name? Nandu, Lakshmi Nandan has
Nandan, yeah.
started a business in Kumud's name, which is running in a loss.
Right.
And it's also revealed that he has another son with Guman. I'm thinking
did
that
I miss
he's going
that
to come
part?
later on.
Huh, okay.
Yeah. And Guman is plotting to take over this business.
Right.
She's come to realize that Vidya Chatur ka ghar Nilam pe hai.
Uh-huh.
So she's going to do all she can to, take that away from him.
Probably just destroy them
And leave him
completely.
Yes. And she doesn't want this marriage to go ahead. So she's plotting big time.
Right.
So we'll get some action there, I think, once this ILOCs settle down and they're like, okay, we are attracted to each other. So when we get to that level, I think that plot is going to heat up.
Right. I mean, even with them calling a truce, but they're so quick. You could see that stubbornness in both the natures.
Both of them are like two children,
Yeah.
Sometimes I just feel, okay, they're just 5 and 10 or 5 and 7, and so quick to react.
Like,
and
it's like
गुस्सा नाक पे रहता है दोनों का.
Yeah. It's like एक sentence में दोनों sorry बोलते हैं और दूसरे sentence में तो both of them are giving, look at each other like if looks could kill का thing, right? I mean.
Oh yes, and both have got good expressions. I mean, they're so lovely to look at, both of them. So I'm enjoying it.
Me too. I mean, personally, I think Jennifer is doing a pretty good job. Gautam has always been doing a fantastic job from the beginning. But I've been reading social forums and things like that. So there are a lot of people who are not
What's the
happy.
buzz there?
Huh?
What's the buzz there?
The buzz there, a lot of people are not happy with Jennifer's acting. They're not happy with the costumes and with the makeup and things like that. I mean, I personally think she looks really nice and she's doing pretty good.
She looks nice, but is that how they dress?
पता
Really?
नहीं तो. See, that's the thing. अब मुझे पता नहीं. I mean, that's what I'm thinking. कि would you, considering you are a traditional Orthodox.
Yes. It doesn't go well. It doesn't. It doesn't gel somehow.
Yeah, लेकिन अगर if you remember नीरू की वो हमें दिल दे चुके सनम में तो ऐश्वर्या भी ऐसी कपड़े पहनती थी. Remember?
ऐसे नहीं पहनी थी यार, थोड़ा बहुत और ढकी हुई
Oh,
थी.
ढकी हुई है.
No, thing is, but she's looking beautiful.
That's
no
for
doubts
sure.
about it.
Yeah.
The costume is looking great. Whether it gels with traditional outfits or not,
The
but
colors and everything is
she looks great.
Yeah, she looks. And in fact, I even like her sister Kusum. She's such a sweet. She's got such a
She's
sweet,
so pretty.
sweet face.
Yes,
Very pretty. Very, very
acting
pretty.
can be a little better, I feel.
Yeah.
But she's getting, I think, a few episodes down the line, she'll get the hang of it, I guess.
Oh, acha, right. So that is pretty cool. But like I said, like you said, there is like a lot of stuff going on in the background. I kind of miss a few parts of that. I didn't realize about Kumon's second son.
Also, another
and
one
things.
thing that's happened is, that Gohatya has happened, right?
Yeah,
and,
वो तो मैंने follow की थी.
The cousin has...
yes, he's disappeared, right?
Yash has disappeared, thanks to his mother.
Yeah.
So now mother has extracted a promise from Vidya Chatur that he will not, he'll pardon Yash. I mean, and he will not, he will let Saras take the brunt of
whatever,
accusation. Yes.
Yeah.
So that was a very dramatic scene where she threatens to pour kerosene on top of her and set herself alight. And I still have an issue with people showing that on screen.
Yes, I do too. I do too. That's such a cowardly way. I think, I mean, such an emotional blackmail is what I feel.
And
But
how do
लेकिन
you
होता
deal
है.
with blackmails, Alima?
लेकिन होता है.
Going on a tangent here. How do you deal with people who constantly try to emotionally blackmail you? I think we should just call their bluff instead of giving in.
Exactly. एक थप्पड़ मारो उसको, pull him up
Huh.
straight, shake him real hard and say, get a grip
I
of
know.
yourself, you lady. And
I know, but
come on.
it doesn't go well with the
नहीं,
plots.
it doesn't. It doesn't. See,
Always
that is the thing. वो
guys
तो-
caving in.
Yeah, plot के तो it doesn't go well. लेकिन real life में तो I hope people really don't get, I mean, होता है थोड़ा emotional blackmail and everything. But when it comes down to threats like that, I really hope.
This is major, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
you're trying to set yourself alight
Exactly.
and saying, ki if you don't, I'm going to set myself alight.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
that's a little drastic, I
Yes.
feel.
Yeah, and like you said, I would want to call your bluff. Go ahead and do it, right?
I know.
So tempting for you and me. We're such practical birds कि यहाँ होगा तो वैसा नहीं हो सकता है कि it's like
Please go ahead, just take that match again,
ज-
try to put
जब भी मैंने ऐसे इंसिडेंट्स देखती हूँ ना शो पर, तो मैं सोचती हूँ कि कोई तो होगा वहाँ पे जो who calls this thing as a
कोई थोड़ा बात
bluff,
करेगा, right?
right, या थोड़ा तो realistically कहेगी कि hey, अच्छा ठीक है, let's go ahead and do it, कि देखेंगे कि how will these people react to watching something
Again,
different.
the one thing which I was like getting a little irritated with was Badima.
हाँ, बड़ी माँ, वो
Moti-
मोटी बहन or
So
something, right?
she,
Yeah.
the way she got all flustered when Guman said that, he is my son now and he's not Saras's son anymore
Yeah,
and he
yeah.
respects me and all that.
Mhm.
It really changed the way she was getting to know Saraswati Chandra.
Right.
I said, that lady is a liar. You don't have a big opinion of her at all.
She's
You
been
hate her,
manipulative.
and
yeah.
still you give in to whatever she says. You take it
Exactly.
as the gospel of truth, and
Yeah.
you react based on that. It sounds a little
Far-fetched for me.
far-fetched for me.
Yeah.
It's impractical too. I mean, you hate the person, that person is lying to you, and then you still get back out by what
Yes.
they're saying.
Yep.
It doesn't sit well with me.
Yeah.
But I guess it had to go that way.
I guess so.
The story through creative
Yeah,
ability.
plot के लिए, सब कुछ plot
Yeah.
के लिए.
Plot के लिए
Plot
वो
के
थोड़ा
लिए.
मुझे अटपटा लगता है.
Exactly.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Dosto, you are listening to Rangmunch with Alima, and Niru is online, on air with me, my partner in crime. So, आगे we have a lot more shows to cover. In fact, Veera Punarvivav, we have a couple of new shows. We have a couple of new shows that went offline too. So stay tuned. We'll be right back in a couple of minutes.
जाना दूर न जाना ओ जाने जाना प्यार निभाना तुम हो तुम ही हो तुम हो तुम ही हो सनम मेरे हमराज
भूल न जाना दूर न जाना ओ जाने जाना प्यार निभाना तुम हो तुम ही हो सनम मेरे हमराज
तू ही आरज़ू है तू ही जुस्तजू तू है जुनून
है कच्चे धागे से नाजुक मोहब्बत ये टूट जाए न करना हिफाजत है कच्चे धागे से नाजुक मोहब्बत ये टूट जाए न करना हिफाजत दो राहें पे लाके छोड़ नहीं देना वादा ये वफा का तोड़ नहीं देना तुम हो तुम ही हो सनम मेरे हमराज सनम मेरे हमराज
सीखे कोई प्यार क्या है ये तुमसे रिश्ते वफा के निभाते हैं कैसे हो सीखे कोई प्यार क्या है ये तुमसे रिश्ते वफा के निभाते हैं कैसे चाहे जो सजा हो वफा हम करेंगे टूटेगा ना बंधन तेरे ही रहेंगे तुम ही हो सनम मेरे हमराज भूल न जाना दूर न जाना ओ जाने जाना प्यार निभाना तुम ही हो सनम मेरे हमराज
सनम मेरे हमराज
सनम मेरे हमराज
Moving on to Veera. Neera, I'm not sure if you've been watching Veera or not, but Itna Ho Raha hai is show mein where Ranvi has run away from home. And Neera, are you still with us?
Yeah, I'm still
Oh,
here.
okay.
For the past 2 weeks, he's away from home, I guess.
Yeah. So he's been away from home. He ran away to search for his dad, obviously. So, Ratan and Nihal and Veera are going in search of him. So, finally they kind of track him. They track him as far as where Atari's kya hai ki he kind of ends up at a place, like wo dabas hote hain na. So, kahan pe? And there's a couple who comes for a visit or something. So they realize ki this Ranvi is like so good with kids and children and all that stuff. So they kind of want to take him with him to be their little baby's naukar ka thing kind of a thing because he's
okay.
and of course the mom obviously is just a lazy one who doesn't
Okay, typical.
So yeah, the typical beta ho we just want to have a kid, we'll have a kid because everyone's having a kid. But देखभाल करना है तो hey, someone else to take care of the kid kind of a deal. So, but fortunately for Ranvi, he realizes ki what is happening. So he takes the help of the driver and he runs away. So वो अटारी के border पे, I guess I'm assuming when they say border, I'm assuming it's the border between Pakistan and India, whatever it is. And of course, wahan pe to we have a no man's land ka thing, right? Where
Yes,
it's manned
yes, we
on
do.
both sides
Yeah,
of
up
it,
to a
right?
stretch, yes.
So anyway, he goes there. I mean, these three people are right behind him, actually. In fact, they're like probably a few minutes away from behind as ke time lag ke, if you're looking at the time in the time thing, time zone.
When you say
ka
three
thing.
people?
Veera, Ratan and Nihal. So they're
Nihal, okay.
yeah. So they're right behind him, trying to get him and everything. But anyway, the Friday ka episode ended, and the pre-cap shows that shots have been fired. Before the shots, Ranvi is running full head on to the border because wo driver bolta hai ki, that is where our soldiers are there. So you go and tell your story to a policeman or someone and they'll help you, kating.
Okay.
So in his rush to go there, I don't think he realizes that the people who are calling him from behind happens to be his sister and his mom and, Nihal Chacho. I don't think he realizes that. So at least the promo shows ki, he's running ahead and the border security is like asking him to stop running and everything and all that stuff. And obviously it ends with a couple of shots, so we don't know who gets shot, but
Okay.
resources or the sources have told that he's going to be fine.
Obviously.
Obviously, they are, he's going to be fine. They're going to get him and everything. क्योंकि वो forums में तो ऐसा होता है तो Wasim or Raghuveer ji go and post little things for all these people to get all hyped up and everything, and they comes, oh my god, is there going to be a leap? मेरा Ranveer मर गया, and
रणवीर कैसे मरेगा? उसका स्टोरी है.
yeah, exactly. और वहाँ पे क्या संपूर्ण मिलेगा तो is he coming back? लेकिन मुझे तो पता है कि, or at least from what I've known, संपूर्ण is not coming back at the moment. It's still an open-ended thing.
That's the word I've heard too.
Yes, so that is an open-ended thing. I'm sure if they want to, they, of course, depending on the actor, if he wants to come back. But for now, he is not coming back. Though sources have told that Ranveer is going to be fine, and Veera and Ranveer are going to, unite and all
Get
that
together
stuff.
again.
Yeah, get together and stuff. So obviously, so next week I think it's going to be another one of those emotional roller coaster week of episodes coming from Veera. So that
the
isn't-
big reunion.
Yeah, the big reunion. And I know I keep talking to Raghuveer once in a while, the writer of the dialogue writer, and it's, this show is so close to his heart, and he hopes he when all these awards and everything come, I sure hope, just for his sake and Wasim's sake, that the show wins some kind of an award for all the hard work they're putting for it.
That's true.
Yeah, and then we have a new show, Chan Chan.
Okay, I don't have any clue about this, so you'll have to fill me in.
पता है कि about 2-3 weeks ago we talked about the show that it was opening up, and वो खूबसूरत का मोल, वो रेखा का movie है ना, वो रेखा राकेश
Oh,
जोशी
this is
में?
the one. Okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
Chanchan is
Chanchan.
what's her
Sanaya-
name? Sanaya Irani's.
Yes, Sanaya Irani's
yeah.
Naya show.
Yeah.
So
Now I get it. I just couldn't connect the
Right,
title
right.
and that new promo.
So
right.
her name is Chan Chan, actually. That's what it is.
Okay.
So her name is. So
Okay.
anyways, so it goes on that line. Obviously, the economic disparities, the rich and the poor and the
She's rich?
educated. She
She's
is
rich,
rich.
is
She's
it?
well off and everything. But then
Okay.
again, of course, the ideologies of the younger generation versus the ideologies of the older generation who
Older
are
generation.
arrogant and
That's going to
have,
be a clash.
Right. That's where the
And I
clashes
heard
come
Supriya
from.
Pathak is the mother-in-law.
Is the mother-in-law. Well, अभी तक
Oh,
तो
she's
mother
going to be a riot.
अभी तक तो mother-in-law नहीं हुई है, right now.
अच्छा.
Right now,
शुरू
they're-
हो गया क्या show?
हाँ शुरू हो गया वो 25th
When did it
से
start?
25th शुरू हो गया, so it's been 1 week
Oh,
now.
I'll catch it. I'll catch
Yeah.
it. Because I love her acting. Sanaya Irani does a fantastic job.
I never really connected with Sanaya Irani, seriously, even from the previous shows in Dil.
Is
मिले
प्यार
जब
को
हम
क्या
तुम-
दूं? No, I'm not seen the earlier one, not much at least. But Is Pyar Ko I have seen at least few months.
अच्छा अच्छा.
So she's good at what she does.
She is. I mean,
given the right material, of course.
Yes.
And I'm sure from what you've told me earlier about this show, she's going to be good.
Yeah.
And
like-
with Supriya Pathak in the same frame, you have no choice but to do well.
Oh yeah.
You
She's
have
been
no choice but to do well.
Supriya Pathak's
You have
been one
to-
of my
Yeah, she ups the bar.
Yeah. One of my favorite actors from
She is.
yesteryears
She
and
is.
everything.
The couple, both of them actually, Pankaj and
Yes, that's true.
Supriya Pathak,
That is
yeah.
true. Lekin I just hope कि वो makeup and वो costumes and stuff, though I wish they would make some changes. I mean, her makeup is terrible. I mean, it's just
Is it jarring?
It's very jarring, and she's been poker thin. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
She is thin. But lekin, I mean, hairstyle to okay, lekin wo makeup to is too jarring. I mean, I just hope कि they reduce that makeup.
I
and-
think they will regulate it. I mean, it's just few days into the
Yeah.
show, right? So
Right.
I'm hoping they will work on it.
Right. So abhi tak to she hasn't become the daughter-in-law yet, or she hasn't, Supriya hasn't become the mother-in-law. Right now, they're just been clashing with each other. Obviously, at Sanaya's Chan Chan's friend's wedding, because Chan Chan and 3 of her friends have made a pact ki that they would never marry into any families which would ask for Dahej. Because
Oh, that's good.
because one of their friends gets killed because of the
which
Dahej.
which every woman in the country should
Should do, should do.
do.
तो क्या
Yeah.
होता है कि one of her friends is getting married and so तो वो फेरे ले रहे तो she comes to know कि this is what had happened. So she goes and tells a friend and says, hey, this is what had happened. So whatever decision you make is what is up to you. But your in-laws have taken, like 50 lakhs ka dahej or whatever it is.
Okay.
So she
Interesting.
Yeah, so she stops the wedding. So she stops the wedding and everything. तो क्या हो कि Supriya Pathak, this friend's dad works for Supriya Pathak. So, and she's the one who brings in this bride, the groom and everything. So she fixes
Okay.
that marriage. So obviously it is a matter of pride and, arrogance and naak katwane ka situation ki when
हो ही
she
जाता है, I know.
तो वही हुआ तो obviously the guy says I know I have worked for you for 25 years and everything but this is मेरी बेटी का खुशी का सवाल है तो I can't go ahead with the wedding. I mean I can't. I know people will do whatever they'll say things whatever it is. So he breaks it off and so they break it off. So obviously she's got a big chip on her shoulder regarding Chanchan.
Oh,
And-
okay.
and the
okay.
war has started.
Oh, so is it going to be a love marriage? Because how is she
वो-
going to approve her
वो
match?
तो पता
if she
नहीं
doesn't
अभी
like
तक
Chanchan?
unless
Unless-
she's bringing her as her daughter-in-law to teach her a lesson.
Oh, that's going a little too far, Alima.
Trust me, Neeru, I'm
You
sure.
don't like
वही-
somebody and you would just get her tied up with your son for rest
हाँ,
of his
because
life.
she's got 4 sons. So 3 sons are married, and this Manav, I
Okay.
think it's Manav. I think
Is the youngest
he's
one?
the youngest one. He's the
Okay.
youngest one, happy-go-lucky guy who's always joking and laughing.
Any
and,
actor we know?
You know
who's
what?
playing
That's
the
a
role
good
of Manav?
question. I haven't seen him, and I didn't get a chance to check out his real identity yet. Next week,
Okay.
पे I'll get that information. Lekin, he's all right for now.
Okay.
He seems to be all right for now. And so, see, that is the thing. Kyunki, she's got a big controlling hand, control grip on her family and everything. So, itna, her dimag itna tez hai ki she's so hell-bent on that arrogance and pride and everything.
I'm guessing the father-in-law is a little tanda. He's
अभी
very
तक तो
calm and-
father-in-law को नहीं दिखाया अभी तक तो we haven't seen
okay.
Supriya Pathak's husband yet. He
You
hasn't-
remember Khoobsurat?
Yes, I remember.
Yeah.
It was Ashok Kumar, wasn't it? It was
yes,
Ashok Kumar.
yes.
Yes.
Yes, it was Ashok Kumar.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I know. It was such a fun movie, though.
Yeah, all these movies where the wife is little controlling, and this one the husband speak up in the
Hitler
last scene.
Yeah, and
You
then
know?
and I remember कि उसमें तो she calls her Hitler or something like that.
I know.
Yeah.
So
But
it's going to be
anyways,
interesting. So
yeah,
I'm going
I
to
mean,
give it a try.
it is not like a novel idea. It's not like a novel subject or anything, but it's interesting to see how it would pan
No,
out.
see how many different stories are there anyway.
Exactly.
सारे गा मा पा है वहीं से तुमको music बनाना है.
हाँ, exactly.
So, but the treatment is very important, I guess.
Right.
How they treat it and how well you keep the audience engaged with the
Yes.
story is important.
Right, right.
So that's what we'll be looking for in the show.
I mean, considering that, I'm not a big fan of Sanaya or anything, and if I've ended up kind of catching up on the first week, so I'm assuming I'll be sticking with it for a while to see how it goes, and at least,
I'm going to join you. I'm
yeah,
gonna
at least
start
मुझे तो
seeing.
देखना है कि how she ends up in that house, I'm curious कि is
Yeah,
my
curiosity is very important. How many shows make you curious to want to see the next episode?
yeah will they
You
go
know?
the cliched way of them making them fall in love, or will she kind of manipulate everything and make sure she ends up as a daughter-in-law just to teach her a lesson kind of a thing,
I hope there's a lot of humor in this show.
So far तो थोड़ा है. It's not like a
Acha.
lot of it's nice. It's got a pleasant feel for it, let me say.
Who is the
tell you that.
director, Alima? Any idea?
वो तो मुझे पता नहीं यार.
Okay,
But I
okay.
know
Behind the
that I
scenes
have
people का कोई खबर नहीं है.
नहीं अभी तक तो खबर नहीं तो पूछेंगे कि
Okay,
कौन
we'll
क्या
check
कर रहा है
that.
उसके then we can talk about that next week. But so far it's got a pleasant feel for it. That
Okay,
I can guarantee. That I can say it's got a pleasant feel. So let's see what happens. Dosto, this is Alima with Rangmunch and Neeru from India. Thanks, Ravel, for being on the board. Stay tuned. We still have a lot more shows to cover, and not to forget Neeru's favorite show coming up in the second half of in the second half of the show. I was going
After
to say
last
second half of
episode,
the hour.
everyone's favorite, Alima.
It has become everyone's favorite, and मेरे को भी तो I
Hot
have a
favorite.
few things to say about Zindagi Gulzar hai. So, stay tuned, folks, and I'll be right back.
ये हवाएं जुल्फों में तेरी गुम हो जाए हाँ चूमे निगाहों से चेहरा तेरा होठों से छू ले फिर दामन तेरा अपनी पनाहों में तुझको भरे मेरी आरज़ू को परेशान करे ये हवाएं जुल्फों में तेरी गुम हो जाए
ये हवाएं जुल्फों में मेरी गुम हो जाए हाँ चूमे निगाहों से चेहरा मेरा होठों से छू ले फिर दामन मेरा अपनी पनाहों में मुझको भरे तेरी आरज़ू को परेशान करे ये हवाएं जुल्फों में मेरी गुम हो जाए ये हवाएं जुल्फों में मेरी गुम हो जाए
छोड़ो भी अब दिल लगी ख्वाबों की ये जिंदगी देखो मेरी आंखों में चाहत की दीवानगी महकी मंगे जागी तरंगे दिल में मेरे ये हवाएं जुल्फों में तेरी गुम हो जाए ओ ये हवाएं जुल्फों में तेरी गुम हो जाए
कर तुझको ही आए हैं दिल पे जो लहराई है चल चल नटखट ये हवा खुशबू तेरी लाई है रंगों के मेले बाहों में खेले संग संग तेरे हाँ ये हवाएं जुल्फों में मेरी गुम हो जाए
चूमे निगाहों से चेहरा तेरा होठों से छू ले फिर दामन तेरा अपनी पनाहों में तुझको भरे मेरी आरज़ू को परेशान करे में तेरी गुम हो जाए ओ ये हवाएं जुल्फों में तेरी गुम हो जाए
I mean, the music. Well, I still believe in remarriage. Okay, I mean, Neeru, you still with me on the other side of the
Yes,
world?
yes.
On the other
Yes,
side of the
I am.
seven seas? Okay, okay. So I do believe in remarriage, in punarvivaha. I think everyone should get a second chance at, second chance at life and everything. But it depends on ki. Do you feel that there's a right time to do a remarriage, or is it like, for example, you've lost your loved one and 2 months into it you found someone and you would want to marry? I mean, would you go ahead with it, or do you feel like you have to wait the appropriate morning time to get married again? What do you think?
Me,
Yeah.
the right time is when you are ready. It doesn't matter whether there is a mourning period or no. If you are ready, if you think that you are ready to get into a new relationship, I think you should.
Well, that's what I think too. तो ये क्या हो रहा है पुनर्विवाह में कि obviously Gayatri ji passed away. And then we have, Suraj Pratap had an affair with Radha, and so she's in the Scindia household, and obviously, things are a little bit strange and it's emotional. It is, and you've seen the initial episodes how Buwaji can be totally, evil witch.
Oh, she's still there and she's still evil, I think.
She's still evil. And वो होता है ना कि there are always women who just spout off evil stuff just for the heck of spouting off evil stuff.
Yeah, there's so many. Yes.
So you see them all the time. So apparently कि वो तो होता है. So obviously she tries to commit suicide and she gets saved because she just couldn't bear all the allegations and everything that's coming her way. So Yash and Aarti decide that it's high time that Radhaji ends up marrying Suraj Pratap.
Another Punarvivaha.
Another Punar. Are yaar kya kar rahe ho? It's like they're staying true to this title now.
Yeah, get everybody married.
सभी का पुनर्विवाह कर डाला तो it's going to be a happy family and everything. So anyways, it's kind of going back and forth on that. To me, I personally feel that it needs to come from the people who are involved in it.
Yes. Yes.
No matter and even for an outside or a third person to come and approach the subject of it, I feel is too soon. Considering in TV serial times, how they go, right? They one day kato it covers the whole week of episodes. So going by that standard, I think it is just way too early for them to even consider Punarvivaha for Suraj Pratap.
In real life, people usually wait. You were talking about the mourning period.
Yeah.
Usually wait at least a year before a third party. Like third party would probably be your parents or your well-wishers, your friends, close relatives. They bring up the topic maybe after a year or so. They give that time, right?
Right.
I'm just
Right.
thinking it's 1 year mourning period.
Yeah, that's what they usually yeah.
Yeah, but it's another story if you are willing to go ahead and start a relationship with somebody else.
Right.
Or give marriage another chance before that mourning period. It's all about, it's about you, how comfortable you are with the idea.
Correct. That's what I think too. That's what I think. So see, and that's a problem, Neeru. I think in certain cultures and everything, people don't tend to talk it out with the concerned parties. It's like okay, I might be the person who's going to be, who needs to get remarried or whatever it is, but you end up talking about me to a third person. it's like वो होता है ना कि डॉक्टर्स ने पेशेंट्स को कुछ नहीं बताते हैं लेकिन every
They
world
tell
को
this one.
they tell the whole world, but the patient doesn't know कि क्या हो रहा है, इसके साथ and all that stuff.
Yeah, I never understood that.
Yeah, me too. तो मुझे तो it's like it's kind of lost its essence. तो मुझे तो it's become difficult for me to connect to what is happening at the moment in the show.
Okay.
It kind of seems to have crumbled. There seem to be too many loose ends, too many loops
Okay, what
that
is
haven't
it?
been
What is
covered.
it that? What is it about Punarviva that is making you stick with it even now?
Actually, to tell you the truth, I'm not sticking with it as much as I used to stick with it. Remember, I used to write
Okay.
about it and analyze
Yeah,
it
you
and
used to
those
see
things.
every episode
So,
regularly. Yeah.
so now it has become like every 2-3 days I kind of catch up. Sometimes I just
Rush through it.
Yeah, sometimes I just know what's happening from reading on the social forums. It's like I don't even watch it
Okay.
anymore.
Okay. Okay.
तो क्या है कि it kind of it started off as a Punarviva. I mean, to me, when you go do Punarviva, to me it needs to kind of come up with what are the issues that come up when that goes
related
there,
to the
right?
remarriage. Yes.
Okay. Granted, कि unfortunately this new storyline probably came up because Gayatri ji had to quit the show.
Okay.
Okay, because of health reasons, and so obviously the storyline तो थोड़ा twist होगा ना. लेकिन उस twist में तो they should take their time in putting some of those things in together. Okay, so it's kind of कि
No, it's like I said, they are looking for the next major problem or issue. Consciously looking for a major problem or issue, create one, then find a solution, then move on to the next one.
Exactly.
So timeline, they don't give much importance to
Right,
timeline
and अभी
or
भी
the
मुझे
sensibilities.
Yeah,
that need to be
sense or
taken care of in a
sensibility नहीं
story.
है.
Yeah.
अभी भी मुझे पता नहीं है कि what is the oldest and the youngest son in the family are doing. वो तो कुछ भी नहीं करते हैं, कुछ भी नहीं कहते हैं.
No, they're running the family business, right? They're into the wedding planners.
नहीं वो तो है.
Okay.
लेकिन they need to have a say in कि what is happening in the household.
They don't, is it?
They don't. I mean, they are just like standing like puppets. अरे
As
मुझे तो
for that matter, even Yash doesn't have actually.
Yeah, लेकिन यश तो अभी तो he's the one who
बात करने लगा है.
Exactly, he's the one who went against a lot of things. He was the one who went
Okay.
against his father when he was throwing Aarti out. तो वो हो रहा है ना. तो he's at least been voicing his concerns. He's been voicing his issues. Now it looks like he would be the one to bring up remarriage for his dad. Coming up next week. लेकिन other members of the family तो कुछ तो फर्ज है ना. I mean कुछ they have
So
rights.
it's not a well balanced
It's
show
not,
where
it's
they're
not.
looking into
It's-
everything in a whole as a whole
Right.
instead of bits and parts of it.
Exactly. So it's kind of seems to be disintegrating. I mean, I still don't see much. The essence of Punarvivaha doesn't seem to be there now.
No,
anytime-
I don't. Frankly, I mean, I don't watch. The minute I have to, I lost interest when I didn't. There was nothing to look forward to.
Right. Right.
It didn't make me sit and say, okay, what's going to happen next? That thing when it got out or of the equation, I just stopped watching a show.
They
I mean,
kind
that's
of
it for
botched
me.
it up they botched it up real big. I mean, it was such a good show that it started off really well. Honestly, it started off really well. Lekin up to it's like, I don't know.
It's very few shows are good enough to watch after 3 months, one breaking point, and then 6 months.
Yeah.
That is a testing point. 6 months, and after that, if a show can sustain for more than 6 months with a good storyline, with a sensible storyline, and they've stuck with the original premise, then. Like for example, Balika Vadhu is doing very well.
Yes, or Diya Aur Bati too, right? It was in Diya Aur Bati
Diya Aur
too.
Bati too. It picked up so well after a year, and TRP shot up, and they're still in the top 10.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I know it had few of its issues and
Yeah, they were skirting around the original issue of where they wanted to promote education and
Correct.
a girl being independent enough and the husband supporting her ambition to become something big in life. I don't know where they are at right now, but that whole point was missing for a few.
That's what I heard.
I mean,
too.
lots of episodes actually. It
Right.
concentrated more on Saas Bahu ka
Right,
drama
right,
for a
yeah.
while. Yeah.
तो I mean and I do understand नीरज, I do understand कि shows में तो इतना consistency नहीं हो सकती है because you know it's such a tedious job to keep on giving good shows and everything. लेकिन मेरा premise तो है कि when you guys take up a certain subjects of social content or social issues and stuff, तो उसको तो इम्पोर्टेंस देना ही पड़ेगा. यू हैव टू कीप दैट इन माइंड अल्टीमेटली कि it is a good subject for people to learn कि what happens or what can happen or what cannot happen. That's my only thing about these shows and stuff. You know, because it's not like there's a half-hour comedy shows, right? These are the TV serials जो चलता रहता है 1 साल 2 साल, that kind of a thing, right? So, well, anyways, you know, so obviously there, Punarvivaha is kind of seem to be slipping in its slot, you know. Abhi TRPs, I think it's about 2.1 or something.
Oh, that's a good TRP actually.
Actually, it went
Above
up to
anything above 2.2,
it went
2.4
to,
is.
I think it went as low as 1.7 or 6, I think.
Okay.
It kind of slowly edged itself into the. I think the last I heard was it was 2.1, I believe.
The thing is, Alima, we are a minority, you know.
Yeah. आप लोग तो minority
Yeah, who too
है.
a little picky about
Yes.
logic and you know,
I know.
we are the minority. So
No,
the TRPs prove that.
Yeah, and I remember every time I talk to my sister in India, she goes, Alima, I think let's produce a show. Sometime in our life, let's come up with a show, and I'm sure we're going to do a damn good job than anyone else out there.
But as outsiders, we can say that. But once we get into the
Yes, you'll get
actual
caught
thing,
up. Yeah.
we'll have to face the same problems and issues that any production house or channel is facing regarding creative content, creative liberty, and how
Correct.
much of restrictions we have.
Yeah.
And again, we are getting into it to make money, right? We're not going to. We're not doing it out of
Goodness of our heart.
goodwill to society. We're doing it because it's a commercial venture. You want to make money at the end of it. So how do you make money? And again, we go back to the TRP game.
Yeah, did you just hear me
And
say
what
it's such a vicious cycle, or it's such
It's a cycle, yeah. It's a vicious cycle, yeah.
Well, anyway, we're just inching towards the top of the hour as we come close to the second half of our show. Dosto, stay tuned. After our commercials from the sponsors and everyone, will be right back with another 1 hour of the show, and hopefully we might have a couple of people join us to discuss Zindagi Gulzar Hai. I still do have a few more shows to cover before we get into Zindagi Gulzar Hai. Neeru, stay tuned,
Yes.
and I will be right back.
For more information on how to get your own show on Desi 1170 AM, give us a call at 408-44.
Back on live. Thanks, Lowell. That was fast. I thought it's the commercials and everything. I'll have plenty of time. But anyways, you guys are back on Rangmunch with Alima. Neer, you still with me?
Absolutely. It's so funny how you check on me every time.
नहीं पता नहीं यार इतनी
पता नहीं कब
We have no
drop
choice
हो जाएगी.
now.
Exactly. See, even Lowell is commenting on that. कि पता नहीं कि
Neeru,
after all
है क्या? Neeru, are you there?
after then that
I
means
know what you're going to say the minute.
yeah, but
The commercial shut off.
in such a technologically advanced world में तो कभी होता है कि
You never know when I'm going to drop off.
हाँ इंटरनेट चला जाता है Skype नहीं work करेगा who knows, right? I just want to be careful.
I know.
और and if you're not there on the other side of the 7 seas तो मुझे prepare भी करना है कि I have to do
नहीं यार, give it 10-20 years, then probably they'll find somewhere to where I can teleport.
that will
Be
be
there.
good. That will be good. तुमने सुना? Did you ever read that article about? You know what? You should check this on my Facebook wall. I posted it. Chinese are coming up with this little two sitter that floats
Okay.
in the air, that goes
Okay.
in the air. No wheels, nothing. In fact,
Whoa.
you should. I thought it was so fascinating, and it suddenly took
Okay.
me to 2069 of Rourke and Dallas, and I'm thinking, oh my God, this is how they used to travel. This is what I read in these books. Ki, you're not traveling on land anymore, so you are
Okay.
jet passing in the air.
Yeah, I was telling this to somebody. I mean, there's so much of traffic now, so many vehicles. Every family has 4 vehicles or 3 vehicles, cars, and there's no place to go on the road. And I'm like, okay, next is up there. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
we're gonna have
It's
a airline going right
exactly
above
to
us.
the other planets also,
Traffic.
right? I mean,
Yeah.
अगर if I remember correctly कि उस books में तो all these prisons and cells are off planet, so Earth is all pure and everything, so criminals and culprits are put into cages and things like that on different planets around Earth, and I find it so fascinating. I'm thinking, I wonder if I can ever come back in a next Janma or
Yeah.
something like
Do
that.
you think all the men will be in Mars and we'll be in Venus?
That would be something.
Or we'll still be together? No idea.
That is an interesting notion to think about.
Push all the men onto Mars. Go there.
Well, like I say, it's I hope ki, lots of times I think that when I die, I wish ki there is some kind of a thing, or I wish ki I come,
Alter universe.
yeah,
You can
or
visit.
or I wish ki I come back like a ghost, not a ghost, maybe just like a bhatakti atma, but a good atma.
That is a ghost actually.
And I want to see ki what people are doing and how are they going about their lives after I die,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
it's an interesting
Maybe you can arrange for it,
Yeah, there
Let
you
my
go.
soul get into a lizard on the wall.
yeah,
Be a lizard
eventually
on the
वो
wall.
भी होता है भगवान से let's make a deal. वो भी
I
हो
know.
जाएगा. Well, talking about deals and all those things, तो ना बोले तुमने मैंने कुछ कहा. I ended up watching the last 2 episodes in case you haven't watched
I'm watching it regularly.
I totally loved it. I
can't wait to watch the next episode. And I'm so happy that at last I'm finding, couple of Hindi shows where I can, okay, I want to watch this, what's happening.
Yeah,
So
kind of
these
got
two, Saraswati
hooked
Chandra
onto-
and Na Bole Tum, right
kind
now.
of got hooked onto the second season. In fact, I watched the last 2 episodes and it was so sweet and disarming to watch
Yeah.
Chavani meet
It's-
Spider-Man, and it was
I
such
know.
a cute...
In fact, I have not watched season 1, but every time these two come together on screen, Chavani and Spider-Man,
Uh-huh.
I'm like crying along with them, and it moves me so much because I think it has to do with the editing too, the way they mix the old scenes
Uh-huh.
with the new ones. It just creates that feel,
Yeah, I know. And
They did a good job.
just not the child actress Ashnur. It's just not. I mean, I miss her terribly. I mean, she's such a cute little pie.
Yeah,
but,
she is.
The one who's
She's
playing...
also doing. Jayashree is also doing a fantastic
Yes,
job.
that's what I was going to say. She's doing a fantastic job, and in fact, when I was watching the Friday episode, I thought it was, there's this holy thing and the bong thing going on and all that stuff, and I just thought it was very, very sweet and very well executed.
Kunal is excellent as well.
Oh, that guy's an
So,
amazing guy. I mean,
they're good.
for his very unconventional looks and not a very popular person, but he's just made himself so popular with NBT.
Yes,
is,
yeah.
and he's one of the guys, if you've really noticed, Neeraja, his eyes speak quite a bit. I mean, they change so much if you ever notice it.
Yes. There's a twinkle in his eyes.
It honestly there is, and it's not like he puts any glycerin in it to make that twinkle. He honestly has those change in his eyes, and
Yeah, I'm glad you noticed. Yes.
I read about it in books. I hear people talk about it. I read writers writing about it. But honestly, I have to say he's the only guy who's ever noticed how his eyes change so much. It's amazing, and not to mention, Akanksha Singh is a fantastic actress too for a 21-year-old.
Her eyes.
Yeah.
I love her eyes.
for a 21-year-old to be a mother of, teenagers or even grown-up women for that matter. I mean,
Not
she's
teenager. She's the
grown-up
Nani
woman.
must be 20 plus.
20 plus, right? 21, 22 is what I'm thinking.
21,
I mean,
22. I'm guessing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Early
Uh,
20s.
But that is she's done a fantastic job. So obviously people who are listening on for the show NBT, the show stands where I personally think that Adu is the one who is trying to either mess up their lives.
It's
because
Munna. It's just come out that Munna is
Adu.
Adu's friend and not Adu himself. Last time we were saying, no, we were just thinking
Right, we
that
were
maybe
thinking.
Munna is Adu.
Right.
But it seems he's Adu's friend whom he met while Adu ran away. They met at some place.
Mm-hmm.
And they became fast friends, and Adu has confessed about his stepfather and everything.
Acha.
So Munna has this grudge about Adu,
Yeah.
but we have no clue what's happened to Adu though.
Exactly.
Where
But see,
do we have-
Vahito, that is up for speculation in the sense that typically a friend who has a grudge so much that he would come and do something for his friend
Yeah,
leads
yeah,
me
there's
to
something
think
there, so-
leads me to think ki Adu is probably not there anymore. So obviously he's so mad, upset ki whatever had happened. So he's blaming his parents.
I would go
Adu's
as far
thing.
as to think that Adu is dead, but yeah, I mean something must have happened.
Yeah, it's a possibility. Or
yeah,
probably he's
possibility.
not dead, but he's just immobile or whatever it is. I mean, but that's... See, मुझे लगता है कि as friends, when you talk about things like that, that is not motivation enough for you to go and harm someone for a friend. There
Yeah,
has to be a
yeah.
better, bigger,
Reason, yeah.
stronger
Yeah,
reason.
somewhere where Adu is affected because of that.
Exactly. That would
Yeah.
what motivate a true friend to go and get his revenge for his friend per se is
Yeah.
what I would
Yeah.
I would think. Though, but no, NBT is going great guns. I mean, I'm finally glad that Chawani and Spider-Man have teamed up again.
True.
Bira looks very handsome and nice, and he's got such a sweet look on his face when he looks at Nanhi. It's very, whoever that actor is, I really liked him. It was the first time
Siddharth Arora. You're talking about Bira, right?
I'm talking about Bira.
Yeah, Siddharth Arora.
Yeah, he's
He's doing a great job.
he is doing a fantastic job actually.
Yeah,
I
and
really
he's
like
easy
that
on the
guy.
eye too.
That he is. Can't agree with you more on that. But then again, the season 2, as we talked about a few times, it's very, very courageous for someone to go into season 2 and get all those characters into their characters to be able to hold the interest of the viewers. That is something to say, and I think they're doing a fantastic job of it. Yeah. So, and then of course, hey, I have to play a couple of my favorite songs. Neeru, if you have any special requests, type karna. I'll get those songs. And dosto, you are listening to Rangmunch with Alima and Neeru from India. If you wish to join us or give us a call, the number to call is 408-912-5565. And stay tuned, and I'll be right back.
सपना मेरा सच हो गया कभी मैं कहूँ कभी तुम कहो कि मैंने तुम्हें ये दिल दे दिया
कभी मैं सुनूं कभी तुम सुनो कि मैंने तुम्हें ये दिल दे दिया
कभी मैं कहूँ कभी तुम कहो कि मैंने तुम्हें ये दिल दे दिया
हम साथ साथ यूं बैठे रहें, एक दूसरे से यही कहते रहें।
कभी मैं कहूँ, कभी तुम कहो कि मैंने तुम्हें ये दिल दे दिया।
कभी मैं सुनूं, कभी तुम सुनो कि मैंने तुम्हें ये दिल दे दिया।
चलते रहे, उड़ते रहे, हम बहते रहे। चलते रहे, उड़ते रहे, हम बहते रहे।
एक दूसरे से यही कहते रहे।
कभी मैं कहूँ, कभी तुम कहो कि मैंने तुम्हें ये दिल दे दिया।
कभी मैं सुनूं, कभी तुम सुनो कि मैंने तुम्हें ये दिल दे दिया।
दर्द दिल, दर्द जिगर हम सहते रहे। एक दूसरे से यही कहते रहे।
दर्द दिल, दर्द जिगर हम सहते रहें, एक दूसरे से यही कहते रहें।
कभी मैं कहूँ, कभी तुम कहो कि मैंने तुम्हें ये दिल दे दिया।
कभी मैं सुनूं, कभी तुम सुनो कि मैंने तुम्हें ये दिल दे दिया।
कि मैंने तुम्हें ये दिल दे दिया।
मैंने तुम्हें ये दिल दे दिया।
ये दिल दे दिया।
I miss listening to this song. Neeru, you still with me?
I'm here, I'm here, I'm here.
Instead of "Are we there yet?" it's "Are you still here?"
Are you
right?
still here?
I'm here, yes, I am.
नहीं, मैंने सोचा कि I was actually watching this song Lamhe, and I'm thinking we were what, like 20s maybe when this movie came out, or even
This is what?
Lamhe?
The early 90s?
Early
Early 90s,
90s?
is it?
Yeah,
I'll just
probably.
give it a
And I was just, it was such a fascination at that point for,
Oh yeah, I
um,
loved the movie, but it was not a commercial success,
it was not. It was
surprisingly.
not because a lot of people can relate to that age difference and
Yeah, they
the thing.
couldn't. They just
I,
couldn't.
for
And
one,
it was way ahead of time, in
yes,
fact.
yes. I for one totally loved it. I mean, I just thought
Oh, it's a brilliant
it was
movie.
really well taken movie. But it's kind of like that Kabhi Alvida Na Kehna. A lot of people
It's
hated that
1991
movie.
movie,
Yeah, a lot of people
early
hated that
90s, yeah.
movie. Yeah, so that but but Anil Kapoor is like, my goodness, that guy is an amazing. He still looks exactly the same that he looked.
Actually, he's the original perfectionist,
Yes.
We keep calling Amir Khan the perfectionist, but Anil Kapoor has patented it.
I'm sure. In fact, which is so funny. In fact, my husband Sai was actually यहाँ पे तो US में on Saturday mornings we get this Namaste America, like a 1 hour show with songs and the gossip and all that stuff. So he watched an interview with Anil Kapoor and he goes. One of his questions was, how was he able to stay the way he is now? I mean, he's healthy. He hasn't
Yes,
doesn't
that's
seem to have
true.
aged anything.
He's not aged a bit.
Not a bit. So you know what his reply was to that? His main thing was he always made sure he got 8 hours of sleep. He didn't care what others thought about it. 8 hours every day.
Oh my God.
And he
Yes, that's
stuck
so
to that.
important.
It is so important, and he stuck to his regime, I guess. And yeah, Anil Kapoor ka interview dekar Sai is like, Alima, you're going to be in bed by 12 o'clock. No more late nights and no more skyping with India people at 2-3 in the morning.
Let's all do Anil Kapoor.
Let's all do Anil Kapoor ka thing.
Do a Anil Kapoor.
But you know what? I've always liked that guy. I mean, I've always liked that
Yeah,
guy.
he's good. Yeah.
He's got immense talent. So they can
Very
be how,
professional.
yeah.
Very professional.
And I'm definitely waiting for that remake.
He's not the most diplomatic person,
No, he's not.
He
but
speaks his mind.
and he
He speaks his
survived.
mind.
He survived. He did pretty good.
Yeah, he has. He
Yeah.
has.
And in fact, I'm waiting for his remake of the 24 show to come up.
Oh yes, that's another
know
one
there is another
I'm
thing.
waiting. Other than it was Sanjay Leela Bansali. Now I've seen what Saraswati Chandra is about. I'm looking forward to Anil Kapoor's production.
Yep, definitely. I have on my list Madhubala, and I know. Are you still following Madhubala, Niru?
I never followed Madhubala. I just go to the forum or I just hear some noise around it, but that's it. I mean, so you have to fill me in. I have no clue what's happened for the last 1 week.
You're asking the wrong person, but then
Yeah,
again,
I just went to the forum before you
it's-
start. I just went to this forum and I saw somebody mention that what's wrong with the styling,
Styling,
Why are the
kis kaun sa
dupattas-
styling?
Yeah, the knee length dupattas, and is that the
Oh.
way the dupattas are worn? So that's all I know. So you have to tell me on that. What is this with this dupatta thing?
वो तो नीलंत का दुपट्टा. Well, I haven't really been watching that, and I get my information on this from the social forums, if I really must say so, because for some reason this show has never clicked with me.
Okay.
When Vivian was there and the initial things were happening, it was fine. अभी तो to me it is very hard to relate कि why would anyone, for that matter, forget even if it's Madhubala, why would anyone want to force yourself to go and interfere in someone else's issues? Okay, so obviously the Sultan guy, you know about the Sultan guy who came, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah,
he's not
I've seen-
related to Madhubala. He's not. I mean, it doesn't make sense to me. Ki, okay, if Sultan has a son and the son is in trouble, okay, she helped him and all that stuff. Then that ends there. You don't force yourself to go to that house. You don't force yourself to put your feet or you put your nose in their business and want to help them out. It doesn't make sense to me. I cannot relate to things like that. For a
I know, I
stranger,
understand.
I cannot. And honestly, Madhubala's mother is right on path, saying that who the heck are you to even go and help them with those things? There is a certain line you draw at whatever it is. I mean,
Yes, you do.
it's like a stranger. You help a stranger, then okay, that is another thing. You call up He's in a hospital. You call up, you find out. You do not put your life on hold and get involved with the other people's issues. So to me, that is very hard to follow. Unless you have a relationship with them. You know what I'm saying? You build...
Yeah, unless there's a vested interest, or generally you're a do-gooder.
Yeah, even do-gooder ka to, right? Even do-gooder ka to certain limitations hota hai, right? I mean, you kind of don't, unless you don't have any purpose of your life and this is what you want to do, which again doesn't make sense to me. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Yeah.
But so it's very hard for me to relate to things like that, whether it's in real life or whether, you know, it is in a show for that matter. But hopefully...
How is the TRP of Madhubala this week?
I think it is at 3.2 or something, I think, if I remember correctly. The TRP is is not bad. The TRP is not bad.
3.2, is it?
Yeah, 3.2.
Yeah, it's quite popular. I think it's in the top 10.
Yeah, it is in the top 10. It is quite popular. But it's just it just didn't click with me. I mean, I really honestly tried to give it 100%, but it did not click, unfortunately.
Okay.
You know, so but anyway, so at the moment, obviously with Arki on his honeymoon and everything, he's come back. So obviously the story is going to get a little bit more interesting now to see what is.
Who's on a honeymoon?
Vivian Desani is off the show. So
acha.
Yeah.
He
just got married.
Taken a break.
Yes, he's taken a break. So that is the reason why Sultan came into the. Into the frame,
so now he's
actually.
back?
He's back. So he's back, and I believe he's back into the shooting also. So we should see him back in the show. The other show that I'm having, Khoobsurat. Have you tried watching Khoobsurat? Dil Ki Nazar
I
Se
did, but
Khoobsurat?
I have a problem with the artificial pox-like thing.
Thank you. I'm not the only strange person here.
It's a little, yeah. I mean, they could have made it more, or they could have just let him. But he's a handsome guy, yeah.
Oh, he is handsome guy. Who, Rahul or Kaur? I mean,
I'm talking about the lead.
The lead.
I don't know his name.
Ehsas.
What's his name? Ehsas.
Ehsas,
Yes.
yeah. Or Madhav, I should say.
Yeah,
Actually,
tall,
his name
dark,
is
dark
Madhav.
and handsome. So
Yeah.
just putting a few spots doesn't take that away from him.
No, it doesn't. And if you remember, he was in that Uttaran, I think, that show. Uttaran or Uttaran? One of those. Uttaran, yeah. He was in the first phase of that show, actually. Yeah. And I liked him at that point. I mean, he was actually playing the dark side. He was. But anyways, and yeah, just putting a few spots is not good. But the show is kind of it's too cocky for my taste. I'm not sure if cocky is the right word, but it just seems to be silly, I should say.
Okay.
It's a little silly for my taste, is what I'm going to say.
So, what do you think? I mean, is it going to do well, or has it any promise?
Well, I've been talking to Amit about it from the Sumit Metal Productions house, and they are not happy with a couple of things. So they're trying to tone it down. They're trying to tone down Aradhya's silliness as a college student.
They're still in a trial and error mode after maybe 3
They
weeks?
are still in the trial and error mode.
3 weeks of the show,
yes,
right?
it reached a point where obviously she thinks that Madhav is not Ehsas. She thinks Rahul is actually Ehsas. And so in fact, I believe next week they're going to be working on their engagement in Roka.
Oh, okay.
She still thinks Rahul is Ehsas. So of course there's that misunderstanding still going. तो देखना पड़ेगा कि क्या हो रहा है और क्या हो जाएगा, once they come to know. And see, I like. For me, the reason I like that show, or the reason I want them to kind of make it a success, is to show the disparity between the color distinction or the socioeconomic distinction. It's not like everyone who looks beautiful is going to be beautiful from inside or good from inside. You know what I'm saying? The misconceptions that we have about dark, the color dark, and abhi bhi hota hai. Like, people are looking for brides and grooms. They're always looking for fair people, right?
Oh yeah, and the way they translate it to the native language, it's like hilarious.
Yes, yeah, and
Yerraga kavali, they say.
yeah. Exactly. And of course the family, and also the insecurities of the family, because everyone is in the families, dark complexed, and they don't get marriage alliances as fast as they would, or then you make mistakes ki you get a marriage alliance and then you end up giving dahej or whatever to just make it work. So that part, I mean, those things I think I really like about them too, if they bring it forth and see how people deal with them. To me, I always think these TV shows should be some kind of an educational experience to all of us, is what I believe. That's my my thinking. And I might be the minority on that, and people probably would
We are
call
the
me silly.
minority. There's no mistake about it. We
Yeah.
are the minority here.
And people probably think we're such stupid, silly people to even expect these things like from these shows.
But we should never stop expecting. Otherwise,
but-
nobody will raise about the mark.
Arey yaar, socho to. Honestly, if you really think about it, these shows, the stories, everything is coming from real life. ये तो original stories नहीं है, तो कभी को कुछ हुआ है, they have, some people have gone through this. It's sometimes they put in their personal experiences and things. So when life में हो जाएगा, तो obviously you would want it to be a little bit more कि it's an education for other people checking it out, right? I mean, we watch Castle, we watch CSIs and everything. Whatever murders, whatever bad things happen, तुम्हें पता है कि it's going to happen in real life.
That's
You
true.
know it's going to happen, and you know how bad and gruesome it can be, right? And I tell my kids ki you guys are watching it, so you know what to expect when you guys go into the big bad world sometimes,
That's
right? So when you continue doing those things, so you would want it to be at least a reasonable amount of education for the younger generation, right? Something for them to,
Something sensible for them to
exactly,
watch.
something sensible, so that at least Arey yaar, it's just not chemistry, and it's just not beautiful eyes and beautiful between the leads and all that stuff. There should be
That's true.
there should be something.
Substance.
There should be a substance to it and everything. So anyways, well, I seem to be lecturing quite well. It's like my pet subject. It's like, to me, मुझे
Yes.
डर लगता है कि when I look at
I can
the-
understand. You're mother of 2 teenagers.
yeah, and it's just
You're
not my kids.
bound to be good at lecturing.
Yeah, it's not even about my kids. When I see these people talking on the social forums, when I see them writing those things on the social forums, and their way of thinking, it scares the hell out of me, honestly.
It's
tell you
anonymity
the truth.
also,
Yeah.
Alima.
Yeah.
That's one major thing which gives them the leeway to talk the way they do.
Correct. Exactly. And that
The
scares
fact that,
me. That
I
scares
can get
me
away
even
with
more.
anything I say. Yeah.
That scares me even more कि ये क्या हो रहा है? घर पे तो you have all these things, but parents क्या कर रहे हैं? Do they even know कि अरे यार मेरा daughter, if she has a Facebook account, I definitely want to know कि what's happening on her timeline.
That's
and
true.
make sure.
That's true.
Anyways, so well, I have a special request. Ashok का special request, Neeru?
नहीं, अशोक के लिए.
अशोक के लिए स्पेशल रिक्वेस्ट का सॉन्ग चोरी किया रही, वो तो सब तो हो गया, सबका चोरी हो गया. तो दोस्तों,
That's his favorite song.
yeah, well, hopefully I
I'm
got
not
the right
getting messy
song.
After 15 years of marriage, it's just that it's his favorite song.
Oh, how sweet, how sweet. Well, say hello to Ashok. So hopefully I'm playing the right song from Dabang, and if there's any issues, it's not my fault and the radio stations, the technical difficulties and the internet, right, Lowell? Like how we lost you
Absolutely.
in the beginning. Yeah.
Let's blame Lowell for it.
No. Lowell's been my supporter and staunch supporter and helper, so we can't blame him at all. So दोस्तों, you'll be right back.
Yeah.
साची साची तेरी नजरें एक दर्पण देवे मन की ये खबरें एक पलछिन
अधरों ने कुछ ना कहा रे, नैनों ने कह दिया.
तूने तो पल भर में चोरी किया रे जिया मोरा जिया
तूने भी पल भर में चोरी किया रे जिया मोरे पिया.
गुमसुम रहने वाली हमरी ये गुजरिया रे कल 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 बहने लागी जैसे प्रेम की नदियां रे
तुझ संग प्रीत हमने लगाई है तब जाके ये रुत आई है
तूने तो पल भर में चोरी किया रे जिया मोरा जिया
तूने भी पल भर में चोर किया रे जिया मोरे गुप चुप दिल में आया सजना स्वांग रचैया रे पल पल हर पल जिसकी छाया अपना पार लगैया रे
ओ तुझ पर जान हमने लुटाई है तब जाके तू संग आई है
तूने तो पल भर में चोर किया रे जिया मोरे पिया सच्ची सच्ची तेरी नजरें एक दर्पण देवे मन की खबरें एक पल छिन
अधरा ने कुछ ना कहा रे मैनों ने कह दिया
तूने तो पल भर में चोरी किया रे जिया मोरे पिया
ओ तूने भी पल भर में चोरी किया रे जिया मोरा जिया
Well, Ashok, I really, really hope you appreciate that song. Niru, you have a lovely husband
Thank you
and
so
a
much.
lovely family. And I hope he's listening to the show.
I'm not sure.
I have to
He's at home.
I have to message him ki are yaar every Saturday he should make it a ritual to listen to this show now.
Sunday है, Sunday
Oh,
morning
tomorrow
है.
Sunday, exactly. Tomorrow Sunday. Yes, I'll take that
मेरा
back.
Sunday है.
Tomorrow Sunday. And then
मेरा
we-
Sunday, तुम्हारा Saturday.
It's funny, right, how the time zones and everything make such a big difference.
Oh yes. We are 11 hours behind. 11 and a half hours.
Yes, 12 and a half.
12 and a
right?
half.
You
12 and a
are
half.
you are 12 and a half hours behind.
Behind. Yes. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
हमेशा ही लास्ट ही रहा है यूएस ने. It's funny कि
I
it's
know.
funny like when we have that New Year Happy New Year का thing, ball dropping and everything. It's typically California. No, I think it's Hawaii, right, Lowell? Hawaii is behind us, right? Which would be the last one to actually get into New Year's time.
Yeah, they're the only U.S.
The US,
state
yeah.
that's farther away than
from-
Alaska from
Right.
California.
Right,
you
right.
know.
So I always used to think it's California, but Hawaii is kind of right behind California. So that would be the last one saying Happy New Year
Yep.
every year, pretty much. So we have some off-air shows. Hongi Judana Hum went off-air. Actually, March 20th was its last day. वो आमना शरीफ और राकेश वशिष्ठ का show, नीरू. That
yeah.
went off air. I actually did not know it went off air.
There was a lot of hype, I remember, because it was Amna Sharif coming back after a while.
Exactly. Yeah. After a long hiatus, I think she
After
came
long
back.
hiatus, but somehow it didn't click. What went wrong? Any idea?
I watched a few episodes of it here and there and things like that. But you know what? I don't know. Amna Sharif seemed to have lost her acting ability, I should say. उसका तो
How was
इतना
she? How was she in
कहीं तो
Kuch?
कहीं
Kahin
तो
To
होगा
Hoga, right?
कहीं तो
Yeah.
होगा तो I loved her. I mean, Rajiv
I think it was
Khandelwal.
more of the chemistry.
That too. But she was so much more better looking, and she really did a good job in Kahi To Hoga because she was there from the beginning till the end. Kabhi bhi nahi change hua. Rajiv left the show halfway through, but she stayed on. But in this one, she seemed to be much more plastic. I mean, I don't know if she, it just did not seem to click. I mean, Rakesh Vasisht is a pretty good Don actor.
Yeah, he is.
But anyway, the show ended last week on the 20th, and both of them are killed. I mean, that it did not even end on a happy note.
Oh, they
It-
died?
They died. Yes.
Why would you do that?
पता नहीं मुझे अब writer
वैसे
और
भी show
creatives
end कर रहे हो. What about all the fans and you ऊपर से मार भी दो दोनों को.
exactly
At
वो
least
भी
एक को तो alive रखते.
वो भी bomb blast में
What?
वो भी bomb
Okay,
blast
that was bizarre. I think it was a clean cut for the fans.
yeah
I say just completely,
Kya-
clean break.
it looked like
No
कि-
residual feelings for the show.
Well, it looked like I'm just speculating here because I haven't been reading the gossip pages or anything, but there was the last few episodes is where Amna actually gets kidnapped. So she wasn't really in the show at all. So I'm assuming that she either
Okay.
quit the show for whatever reasons or whatever it is, and they had to
Maybe.
end it, and the TRPs were really not doing great either. So because she wasn't there, she just wasn't there. I mean, I ended up.
Which channel was it on?
This was Honge Juda Na Hum. I believe it was on
Star Plus.
if I remember correctly. So but anyway, it ended on a sad note. So that is all done with. And then Fir Subah Hogi, and obviously VT gets his Vikram Thakur gets his Sugni at the end of this thing, which. I don't know. I had mixed feelings about it.
When is it ending or has it
It
gone
already
off air
ended.
already?
It's already gone off air, I believe.
Okay. Okay.
the
I hope she
21st.
comes back. Julki comes back with another show.
She's a really
She's raw talent. She's
yeah,
excellent.
Yeah, Gulki's got fantastic talent, so she should come
Even
back. I mean.
Varun Barola.
Oh,
I
Varun
hope we
is
get to see him
Varun is
soon.
like you don't even have to say. I mean, that
He's
guy's
a veteran.
he's a veteran and he's an amazing
Yeah.
actor. So, anyways, so obviously, that's went off the air. Though, in fact, I was going through some of the gossip pages, and I believe there is a Dance India Dance Super Moms ka show coming up.
Yes. How about you, Alima? You're going to
You're
audition.
right, Neeru. Right. Really, exactly. Yeah. वही बाकी रह गया कि I have to
बाकी
go.
रह गया.
Yeah. All the things
Nacho
in my
abhi.
life. Yeah.
But that's good. That's cool. I'm looking forward to it.
okay. I mean,
This is a nice platform.
it is.
It's a nice
it is.
platform,
Uh-huh.
and I'm sure there's going to be amazing talent.
I'm sure. We
Oh,
always
yeah.
we
Oh, yeah.
always underestimate
knock,
us.
knock the socks off people. Yes.
No. Yeah, so I believe auditions are going on, so it's going to be interesting to see how that is going. So we'll definitely
Yeah, it's starting on 31st. I think tomorrow, today. It's Sunday,
acha,
31st here already. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I
So-
think it's the auditions are happening in Lucknow right now.
Uh-huh.
Lucknow is the first city. Yeah.
Interesting. So this is basically just like a dance reality show ka thing, right? I mean, but it's all
Yes,
moms.
it is.
It is all.
It is.
It's
It
okay.
is individual
Individual
performances.
Acha, theek hai. So, dosto, we just have one more show to cover. Obviously, we're going to come back to Zindagi Gulzar Hai in just a couple of minutes. I have one of Neeru's favorite songs that I wanted to play, and I'll be back in 2 minutes.
Yeah.
मनिए साहिब जी जाने हैं सब जी फिर भी बनाए बहाने नैना नवाबी जी देखे हैं सब जी
almost panicked there, Lowell, because I completely forgot how to do the board thing in case you didn't come back.
Sorry, I got
No,
the
no.
runs, as they would say.
No,
Yeah.
Lowell is just testing me to see if I'm paying attention, attention to if he's here in the room or not. Neeru, you still with me?
Absolutely.
Thank you. Zindagi सचमुच गुलजार है ना?
Ekdam. After
Ekdam.
that song, yes. I love that song.
I know. Sadaf, are you online with us too?
I'm just connecting her.
Oh, you're connecting her. Okay.
Yeah.
But I have to say, I mean, for people who are not following Zindagi Gulzar Hai, I think from now onwards, it's a pretty good thing to follow because I see it as a show, or I see it as a phase where two entirely opposite poles are coming together. I mean, they're like chalk and cheese. They're like night and day and earth and sky. I mean, for Zaroon and Kashaf to be even married
Yeah.
is a huge thing. And honestly, I have to say, Ki, it's not a slapstick comedy, nothing. I mean, I was like rolling in laughter when I saw the last episode because it was so hilarious, these two people trying. It's like they're walking on eggshells around each other, and it was totally hilarious.
I know.
Every dialogue was fantastic. I mean, it's just very, very nice. It's very nice.
It was a near perfect episode.
Well, it kind of showed Ki, how two people really can come close and in such a short time. I mean, it's just that the back and forth dialogues, Zaroon is like, romancing and saying such sweet nothings, and, he's trying to woo. And
It
then,
was hilarious the way he was so
Yeah,
awkward.
yeah,
Sadaf,
and-
are you with us?
Yeah, hi. How
Hey.
are you?
I'm good. How are you, Sadaf?
I'm good. How are you, Alima?
I'm doing great, Sadaf. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Nice to hear you.
You too. You just couldn't stay away from us now, can you?
No, actually, I had guests in the house, so I was thinking I had missed it, and then I just randomly checked, and there you were. You guys were on.
Arey,
So,
Yeah, we
yaar,
were waiting for you
I
to join
know.
us.
Now,
actually.
Sadaf, you
oh,
need
that
to.
was nice.
Sadaf, you need to have your priorities right, okay? Your guests come after my radio show, and then it is going to be Fawad Khan, okay? It's not.
Visitors
I
are,
know.
रुको.
No,
सब लोग रुको,
it's
हम
not
बहुत
Fawad
important
Khan
काम है.
and my radio show. It's my radio show and then Fawad Khan. Just remember the line of priorities.
Yes, of course. Of course.
तो क्या है मेरा? What did you think about the Friday episode? I'm like literally laughing still whenever I think about that show, about that episode on Friday.
Well, I really enjoyed it. I think it was very sweet, very romantic, and I mean, it was just a very good. Every scene was perfect. I really enjoyed it.
That's what I thought too. I mean, it's just so hard to describe, and it's people really have to watch it to follow the conversation between these two. Like I was just telling Neeru just before you came online. Here you have Zaroon, who's trying to be romantic, who's trying to say your eyes are beautiful and you're really looking beautiful, and then Kashif is like thinking ki. I mean, what the heck? I mean, is this what he's got to say? I mean, I'm sure he must have said this to every girl. And, she's like, it's like no one ever wooed her. No one actually really romanced her or anything. It's like she
I
has
think
no...
she's forgotten how to be a woman, really.
Exactly.
Bichari, she's been working so hard for so long. And I mean, in the drama serial, they have shown that she has very supportive family. But in the actual book or the novel, I've heard that she's the only one who thinks, jisko fikr hoti hai, ke bhai, I have to study and be something in life. Whereas in the drama serial, she does have that support, but you can tell she's become rather cold.
Yeah, she's become rather cold, and she really doesn't know even how to react to whatever, Zaroon is going to tell her, like, he talks about the moon and she thinks it's faltu ka waqt and faltu baat and everything.
No, it's going to take some time to even believe whatever anybody says.
Right,
She
exactly.
doesn't take people at face value. She just doesn't. She'll take some time opening up, and she's going to take more time even to believe whatever Zaroon is going to say.
Exactly, because they've got a history, right? She has seen how he's been with all those girls during college time. तो उसको तो लगेगा कि well, he says this to every girl. That's what she's thinking, right? So it's not like she would really believe in it. But I feel like this is going to be the interesting and the little and the humorous parts coming up going forward, how they would blend with each
It
other.
was a really unusual kind of wedding night sequence. Usually the bride is the one sharmowing and all of that. Did you notice how Bechara, the groom, was getting nervous?
Oh, yes.
And she was sitting, तुम बोलो और मैं सुन
मैं
रही
सुन
हूँ.
रही हूँ. I
Exactly.
know.
जैसे मलका बैठी होती है. And that funniest scene was, I think everybody really enjoyed when Zarun said, तुम काफी खूबसूरत लग रही थी. She goes, किससे बात कर रहे हो? Because she
Exactly.
cannot believe that he's talking about her.
That's so true. That's so true.
That
Her
is-
expressions were fantastic in the Suhagratka scene.
Yes.
She's like wondering, what is this guy fumbling about? What is he searching for?
मेरा तो I
That's
seriously
the thing that
So
was
adorable in
strange.
this.
Yeah. I mean, it looked kind of cute, but I thought it was a little strange. I mean, for someone who's not used to having men around, she's so careful. She's a bit of a conservative person. She doesn't even leave the house after 12, despite
Right.
having a job, etc.
You're
So she's
saying-
not in the least nervous with a strange man in her room.
Yeah, that thought struck me for a second before the scene just took over. I was watching it, I could feel that there was something there which is not really gelling, but the scene was so good. The execution was so good. Their chemistry was so fantastic, and I guess it just got lost in that.
well,
So-
all the
That
credit
was
goes
very
to
sweet.
हजार diversions, हजार mistakes माफ इस episode में.
No, I don't think it was a mistake. It was just the thought.
it was just
Yes, yes, it's true. It felt a little odd that she'd be so comfortable in a room with a guy after the way she's been all this while. But don't you think she's been a little bit more comfortable with the entire engagement thing? We didn't expect this.
no, she was, but now
Yeah,
you
she has.
she definitely has. Now remember, this all happened over a spilled cup of chai. just like that. I mean, come on, there's got to be something about this spilled cup of chai, for God's sake. I mean, she sees that and then she's just become a little bit more comfortable. She just says yes to it. And honestly, when I saw that cup of chai and everything, I got this Salman Khan ka song in my mind.
I
Yo
would
Garam.
love to hear that.
And
last
I'm
time we
like,
didn't discuss
seriously?
much. I mean, are you? What do you think, Alima? I mean, were you convinced?
नहीं, मैं इतना कन्विंस नहीं हुई थी नीरू कि क्योंकि मुझे पता नहीं कि what was it about that incident that had just switched her on to this version, in the sense कि okay, if it was anyone else sitting, and I'm sure कि if it was going to be happening, you would react pretty much the same way to to save that cup of chai from spilling or whatever it is. But what was she thinking?
No, you wouldn't.
No,
I don't think so.
Sadaf,
I don't think.
Were you convinced about this?
I think that the direction was a little bad because they could have shown it from a slight different angle, and that's why it was convincing, but unconvincing. But the actual incident, she is not used to anyone doing anything for her.
Yes,
you know,
I don't get it.
So when he saves her from that tea, see, he is trying to reason with her, and then lambi speech, very sincere, but that's not what convinces her. It's that inadvertent accident. That's something he didn't plan.
Is that
action more than the words that convinced her?
Right.
She is a girl who is going to wait for actions to convince her. She's not the one who's going to trust anybody's
so
word.
it's that. So what you are saying is it's that instinct. I mean, it's that instant reaction, not so much as he's doing it. It's not like he's planning any of his actions. It's that instant
it was
act
very
where
instantaneous, instantaneous.
makes sense,
See, she
I
always
guess.
had this one that उसने ये plan किया है, उसने plan करके ये किया है,
Right.
she thinks that everybody is trying to manipulate her, and everybody is manipulative, and that very action that he would just put his hands, and hurt himself rather than let her get hurt, was so instantaneous that the reaction was so instantaneous that it had to be genuine for her.
I think one of the things why, and I don't blame Alima for not understanding that, because one of the things that we have been complaining about was they needed to show in this drama that she's a little girl who's hurt. She's been hurt a lot by her father's actions. What they showed her was as an adult being hurt, and you can't understand the years of hurt that she felt.
True.
Right? So when he does protect her, normally it's fathers who protect you, isn't it? The first person, or a brother or a father. She hasn't had that, and it kind of surprised her. am I really that special that someone could burn themselves? And that's why she said yes to him.
Yeah, I would. Well, I mean, defending that thought or whatever it is, Sadaf. I mean, I still think that they should have shown a little bit more in her self thoughts as to
I
why.
think, as Sadaf said, it's the execution that has us unconvinced. I mean, there's a divide about the scene. Well, half are convinced about it. I'm even Alakta was not very convinced. Hi, Alakta. She's listening to us now, but unfortunately, she's not able to join us. She was not convinced either. She was not convinced either.
Yeah, but now, well, when Sadaf explained it, I mean, I can see that. I see that's the thing. The self thoughts and those a little bit of the background cutting to Anayaki, why that incident was so important, because that is the turning point for her life. Actually, that little incident of him protecting her from getting burned. But then again, I mean, what I'm anticipating is like the little trying to get to know each other. They're so nonchalant conversations, and that is what I'm looking forward to. And it just seems so normal to me. You know what I'm saying? It's
I know.
I thought it was so sweet.
It is
was
very,
sweet.
very
I mean,
sweet.
I don't know if you guys were. I mean, it really reminded me of my own wedding and things.
Yes.
And it was very sweet.
See, it was very
when they
normal.
drove back to the parents' house and that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
nice.
it was very, very normal. It's like I could 100% relate to that whole incident of them. I mean, of course, for a second there in the bedroom as he was searching and fumbling, मेरा thoughts तो कहीं और चला गया, लेकिन
मेरा भी, but I knew that it wouldn't be that.
And मैंने सोचा कि तो मैंने सोचा कि तो Kashif is going to get, oh my God, is this what it is all about? So anyway, so दोस्तों, we're just hitting the top of the hour. It's 9:55, and unfortunately, though I love to chat about Zindagi Gulzar Hai, so we have to kind of say goodbye. Sadaf, thank you so much for joining us, even in your busy schedule. I love talking to you, and I like your, your analysis about, Zindagi. I mean, because you obviously can relate to it more, maybe because of the culture or it, how it works out in it. I think more than I would. So it's always
no, I won't. I don't agree with it, Alima.
Okay.
I don't think. I mean, certain points maybe.
Certain points maybe, because see, I'm not very familiar.
It's a universal thing, and we would connect with it as much as, and it's proof that Indians are connecting with it as much as.
Actually, I might connect with it less because I'm not from Pakistan. I've raised it. I'm English.
No, I think I'm.
You like, and then I lived in America. I think so.
It's more from the
you
point.
Connect with it more.
No, I think it's more from the point of understanding the cultural process to the whole thing, because you know what I'm saying. I wouldn't know all the rituals and how to behave or how to do those things. So some of the things that I might be thinking is like, even though I know there are certain restrictions and rituals and things, I still would be, why can't they do it this way? Why can't they do it that way, kind of a thing. But
okay.
I guess
you mean as in religious?
As in religious, yes. What I'm trying to really say is, as in understanding that and explaining, that makes a big difference to me sometimes too.
Oh, okay. But I mean, it's like, when I watch an Indian movie, I just take it for granted. There's going to be a slight difference.
Right,
but actually, it's not as much as you think.
Yeah.
There's not much. Yes, that's true.
Yeah, I think particularly North Indian culture is very similar to Pakistani culture.
It's true.
I guess so.
Yeah.
I guess so. All right, ladies. Well, thank you
so
so much.
Talking to you guys.
Thank you so much for joining me, and have a fantastic rest of the Easter weekend. Niru?
Sure. Happy Easter.
Happy Easter to you too, Sadaf, and have a great night and Sunday.
Bye, Sadaf. Yeah.
Bye, dear. Bye-bye.
Bye, Niru. Have a fantastic Sunday. And Bay Area, here's Lowell and me signing off. Have a fantastic Easter Sunday, and stay safe, everyone.
हुआ है पहली बार, होता है एक बार, फिर न होगा ये दोबारा। गई चुराने वाली मेरी कातिल
Powerful Desi radio station in America, a Universal Media Access owned radio station.
ख्वाजा जी